Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings of Bermuda, the taste of Bermuda.
This week on Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, we venture to the island of Bermuda and get a complete recap of the 2017 Goslings Invitational. The tournament is a 4-day medal play tournament contested at Port Royal Golf Course and Belmont Hills. This year's field of 105 players included professionals and amateurs from 8 different states in the U.S. and 3 different continents. The Goslings family knows how to host, and the nightlife is as good as the golf. We'll show you all that transpired right here on Golf Destination. Hello and welcome to Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda. I'm Meredith Gorman. The Goslings Invitational on Bermuda has been contested for nearly 50 years. We spoke with Malcolm Gosling about the tournament's history and the week surrounding the tournament.
The 2017 Goslings Invitational is going to prove to be the best one yet. You know, almost 50 years into this tournament, it just keeps on getting better. It's known as one of the best golf tournaments on the Bermuda golf calendar, and we are so thankful to our co-sponsors of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Belmont Hills, Port Royal Golf Course, and this year we have Puma Cobra coming in, and we're looking to align ourselves with Puma Cobra for years to come, not just at the Goslings Invitational, but other events around North America as well.
The Goslings Invitational is excited to partner themselves with Cobra Puma Golf. Aligning ourselves with a major brand like that is only going to enhance the championship for years to come.
This year we have an incredible field. We got 60 amateurs, which including the U.S. Mid-Am winner, a ton of college golfers, a lot of locals from Bermuda who are amazing golfers, and then we got a ton of great pros coming down too. A lot of new pros, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
The competition this year is probably going to be the toughest, the most exciting to watch in the history of the Goslings Invitational. We have the U.S. Mid-Amateur champion coming down to play in it. Very strong field of professionals that we've had coming here year after year, both from Canada and North America. It's really going to be exciting.
Winning the Mass Am this year got me the exemption to play the Goslings Invitational. I love Bermuda. First time here, it was an absolute blast, great people, and weather's awesome, and everyone loves golf, and that's for me.
Some of the things we've done this year is partner, obviously, with the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Bermuda Golf Association, to keep this championship running just as well as it has the last 43 years. A new addition, along with myself, is the New England PGA, who are handling the operations with myself and everyone with the PGA to enhance the overall experience from a golf perspective. The New England PGA runs hundreds of tournaments in different countries, different states, all across the United States. And this is the first time they're coming to Bermuda to help out with a championship.
The social side of things, though, is so important. From Gosling's perspective, we are selling enjoyment in a bottle, and we love to share our products with our visitors down here. And we're looking forward to a very, very exciting 2017 Goslings Invitational.
Thanks, Malcolm. The tournament is contested at Port Royal Golf Course the first 2 days and the final 2 days at Belmont Hills. Let's take a quick look at these courses. The Goslings Invitational is contested over 2 courses during 4 days of stroke play competition. The Pro-Am and the first 2 days will be contested at Port Royal Golf Course. This fantastic track is the product of a $19 million renovation, and it was the home of the PGA Grand Slam for several years. This unique course offers dramatic elevation changes and breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean. The front 9 has some unique holes. The par 3 third hole is a short hole over water. Wind is a factor. The 6th is a short par 4. Driver isn't necessary. The approach is to an elevated green. Choose more club. The 8th is a mid to long iron to a green framed by the Atlantic Ocean. The back nine is a demanding test of golf. It really starts at the uphill par 4 14th. Don't be left on your drive or it's gone. The 15th is a dogleg right short par 4 that requires a well-placed tee ball. The 16th at Port Royal is an Instagram favorite. This 220-yard par 3 has the Atlantic surf crashing below. Miss right, otherwise your ball is in Davy Jones' locker. 17th is a target par 5. Forego driver on the tee and lay up for a wedge into an elevated green. 18 is a great finishing hole that is all uphill. Belmont Hills Golf Course is less than 6,000 yards, but it's probably one of the toughest 5,900-yard golf courses you'll ever play. The local Bermudians love to play here. It features elevation changes and opportunities to make birdies, but with out of bounds on every hole, big numbers await. The course is known for the devilish par 3 fourth hole measuring less than 100 yards. Don't be fooled, the 3-tiered green is brutal. The 7th hole is a good par 3 of about 175 yards. Water is on the left, OB on the right. The 8th only requires a 200-yard shot off the tee on this par 4. The approach is uphill to a small green. The finishing holes get all of the chatter at the Invitational. 17 is a downhill par 3 with a fantastic view. Club selection is a must because OB is on the left and right. The par 4 18th will make you grip the club a little tighter. It measures only 360 yards, but accuracy off the tee is a must. The green is large and protected by sand. Two entirely different experiences. To be the Goslings Invitational champion, you will need to conquer them both. Up next, we see how the opening day Pro-Am played out, and we take a look at the nightlife surrounding the Goslings Invitational. Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Corman. The Goslings Pro-Am kicks off the tournament for a fun-filled team competition. Let's see how the day went.
This is Steve Icardi reporting for Golf Destination. The Pro-Am event of the Goslings Invitational was held at Port Royal Golf Course under pristine skies and a light breeze. 86 of the 105 participants played in this event that pitted the black sails versus the gold sails. The format was a team 4-ball over 18 holes. It was also a great opportunity for the amateurs to meet the rest of the field and some of the professionals playing in the tournament. The featured pairing had USGA Mid-Amateur champion Matt Parziali and Malcolm Gosling representing the Black Sails, while Champions Tour veteran P.H. Horgan III played with Boston area resident Eric Kramer on the Gold Sail team. In the end, the Black Sail team won easily, and they celebrated underneath the tent just outside the Port Royal Clubhouse overlooking the Atlantic Ocean on a Bermuda-full evening. The festivities didn't stop there, as there was a glow ball chipping contest qualifier, with the winner getting a chance for a VIP trip to go to the Goslings Bear Trap at the Honda Classic in February of 2018. With the festivities over, the competitors now look forward to 4 days of medal play action. For Golf Destination, I'm executive producer Steve Icardi.
The Goslings Invitational is always about the golf, but it's also an opportunity for the Goslings family to host great events around the island when golf is completed. The Goslings family loves to play host to the Goslings Invitational every year in Bermuda. It's an opportunity for them to show off their island in the Atlantic that they call home. One of the anticipated events is the party at Elbow Beach and the restaurant Mickey's on the beach. Elbow Beach is continually ranked as one of the top 10 beaches in the world, and it is an ideal setting. There is plenty of live music, camaraderie, and ribbing for all of the contestants of this international tournament. Another highlight is a rum tour in their Hamilton plant, much like the one run by brand director Andrew Holmes.
They're going to get a chance to get a behind-the-scenes tour of what we do here at Goslings. They learn about how old the rums are, aging in the barrels, how the blending process works, and what we do for bottling here in Bermuda.
It's a great introduction to the island's oldest company. There is also the opening night, which this year featured a glow ball competition for a chance to win a VIP trip to the Goslings Bear Trap at the Honda Classic. This fun-filled week on Bermuda features great social activities, breathtaking vistas, great golf, and of course the hospitality of the Goslings family, who proudly call Bermuda their home. Next, we see how the early rounds played out at Port Royal. Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman. The Goslings Invitational's first 2 rounds were completed at Port Royal. Let's see who put themselves in position to contend.
The fantastic weather continued for the opening round of the Goslings Invitational at Port Royal Golf Course. Malcolm Gosling greeted all of the professional competitors on the first tee.
This is just such a great tournament. We have probably the best field of the Goslings Invitational in its history as far as talent goes. It's anybody's tournament. It's going to be really exciting to watch.
There were a lot of familiar faces on that tee, including past U.S. Open runner-up Mike Donald. Two-time winner Kirk Hannefeld opened with a round of +3. And local Bermudian and fan favorite Brian Hope Morris nearly rolled in this bomb for birdie on the par 3 8th hole. Defending champion Dave Wetlaufer looked to get back on track for another Goslings Invitational title, but he would have to do it with the first day round of +1. USGA Mid-Amateur champion Matt Parziale would just miss this birdie putt, but he would still end up at 1 under for the day, good for a tie in second place. He would be joined by 2-time Mass Open champion Jason Thresher, who also finished 1 under and tied with Matt. But as we look at the day 1 leaderboard, it was TP Tour Order of Merit winner Daniel Gaunt, who carded the best round at 5 under par, leaving him 4 shots clear of the field. The second day of the tournament was again played at Port Royal, and again Englishman Daniel Gaunt, a greenskeeper who had won the last 3 out of 4 tournaments on the TP Tour in England, continued his fine play. Daniel would shoot 3 under on the front 9 and remained in complete control. He would, however, make his first bogey of the tournament on the 18th, but he still stood at 7 under for the tournament. The round of the day was by local Bermudian professional Kamiko Smith. Kamiko would fire a sizzling 64, a 7 under, tying Adam Scott's competitive record at Port Royal and launching him into second place. Although Canadian Dave Levesque would miss this birdie putt, he wouldn't miss many more as he would shoot 5 under on the day with a 66. Jason Thresher would continue his steady play and would wind up even for the day at 71. The leaderboard had tightened as Kamiko's 64 was good enough to inch just 3 shots back of Gaunt's 7 under. 2 past champions, Billy Walsh and Brian McCann, had grinded their way back into contention. The tournament then headed to Belmont Hills for the final 2 days. Gaunt had only walked the course, while veterans McCann and Walsh have thrived in the past at Belmont Hills. It would be an interesting finish for sure. For Golf Destination, I'm Steve Icardi.
Next, we see who comes home the champion, as the Goslings Invitational now heads to Belmont Hills for the final 2 rounds. Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman. The Goslings Invitational's final 2 rounds are played out at Belmont Hills. Let's see who is crowned the 2017 Goslings Invitational champion.
Daniel Gaunt stood on the first tee at Belmont Hills in the 3rd round of the Goslings Invitational with his trusted caddy, hoping to expand upon his 3-shot lead on a course that he had never played. But judging by his drive, he was unafraid as he ripped it down the middle. That would set the tone for his round as he would fire a 4 under 66. David Byrne would continue his fine play with an impressive 4 under 66. Kamiko Smith would shoot 1 under, but would still lose 3 shots to leader Gaunt. The leaderboard now showed Gaunt extending his lead to 6 shots as Smith tried to keep pace. PGA Tour veteran Brad Adamonis put together the round everyone was anticipating from him with a 5 under 65. David Lawrence and his trusty caddy local Ian Page made a move with another 65, while past champion Kent Fukushima had his second day in the 60s. Daniel Gaunt would be difficult to beat on the final day, but at Belmont Hills during the Goslings Invitational, anything can and usually does happen. The final round of the Goslings Invitational was again played under blue skies with warm temperatures. The tournament was now Daniel Gaunt's to lose, but after the spring he had on the TP Tour in England, the chances were slight. David Lawrence did make a run with an impressive 4 under 66 with this birdie on 17. His playing partner David Byrne would also have a birdie on 17 and finished at 68 for the day. And we might as well show you the 3rd person in the group, Kent Fukushima, who also made birdie in the group and finished at 69. PGA Tour veteran Brad Adamonis could not post back-to-back rounds in the 60s and finished with an even par 70. Kamiko Smith would just miss this eagle putt on the 12th, thus ending any chance of a significant run. On the amateur side, Matt Parziale would shoot 69, good enough to be low amateur in the tournament, and he would top it off with a birdie on 18. But the story of the day and the week was Daniel Gaunt, the greenskeeper in England, who would shoot an eye-popping 16 under for the tournament. Good enough for the win and an 8-shot victory. Here's a look at the final leaderboard. Gaunt's impressive finish overshadowed a great final round by the UK's Henry Smart, who shot 64 and moved him into second place. Champions and PGA Tour veteran P.H. Horgan III's 64 catapulted him into a tie for fifth, along with Kamiko Smith and Jason Thresher. It is also worth mentioning Bermudian Daniel Augustus fired a closing round of 7 under at 63. After the round, we spoke with Daniel Gaunt, the 2018 champion of the Goslings Invitational.
It's been fantastic. Obviously, I've been home in England greenkeeping. Just started that about 2 months ago. So I've come over through winning the Order of Merit on the TP Tour. I got an invitation through Malcolm Gosling, and all expenses paid to come and play. So I couldn't knock it back. And then obviously I played the Pro-Am, enjoyed Port Royal, and come out after Port Royal and had a drive around here, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with both courses. So I played fantastic for the whole week. I can't complain. My wife's been waiting up, so yeah, she's pretty happy. All she said is how much. So yeah, she knows how much we're winning. She'll have that sorted out, and by the time I get home, she'll have it spent or she'll have it hidden away somewhere so I can't find it. Yeah, it's good. So at least the kids will have it. Oh, we'll all have a great Christmas now, so it'll be good.
The low amateur of the Goslings Invitational was USGA mid-amateur champion Matt Parziale, the Brockton, Massachusetts firefighter. Matt is exempt to the 2018 US Open at Shinnecock, the 2018 US Amateur at Pebble Beach, and has an expected invite to the 2018 Masters. Matt used the Goslings to help him in his preparedness for 2018, which looks to be pretty special.
The Goslings Invitational this year was a great experience. It's one of the best events I've ever played. A lot of fun, great competition. I was able to make a lot of birdies all 4 rounds, which is fun to make birdies, but I had a few too many mistakes. I made a couple double bogeys, and I made a few too many bogeys each day to kind of get myself out of the top of the leaderboard. But I hit it well, I played well, I was in control all week, and this is the first time I've played competitive golf in maybe a month or two, so be able to come here and get going for the next 4 or 5 months, getting ready for the Masters and the US Open. This was a good week to get going again.
Malcolm Gosling and his entire family and team were delighted on how the tournament came off.
The dark and stormy is kind of the unofficial cocktail of golf. It's a sport that is close to my heart, and my dad started this tournament well over 50 years ago. It's a tradition. It's one of the best events on the golf calendar internationally, and it's definitely the best event on the golf calendar in Bermuda, and it's just something that the oldest company in Bermuda should continue. And I'm just really pleased to see that the 8th generation of Gosling is involved with this tournament, and it just gives me great hope that this thing will continue well beyond my years. You could not have had better weather. The golf courses, both Port Royal and Belmont, were in absolutely perfect condition. The field this year was unbelievable. We have players from the UK, Italy, Canada, USA, the Caribbean, and of course, Bermuda. The fact that 16 under won this tournament just shows the quality of this field. It's just getting better and better every year, and can't wait for the 2018 Goslings Invitational.
For Golf Destination, I'm executive producer Stephen Icardi.
Congratulations also to all of the winners of the different amateur divisions as well. Visit us online at Golf Destination or Goslings_sport for more detailed coverage of the 2017 Goslings Invitational. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith. We'll see you next time on Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda.
Destination is brought to you by Goslings of Bermuda, The Preserve in Wyoming, Rhode Island, Link Soul, make par, not war, The Abaco Club, barefoot luxury in the Bahamas, Avidia Bank, 47 Brand, Delta, keep climbing. Presented by Sociable, original social media programming.